I'm getting upset, dude. I'm getting actually upset, and I'm getting a little bit pissed off about this. And the reason for that is because it's too good. I know that's crazy to say, but let me explain. Let me explain my reasoning, okay? The reason why I'm literally about to crash out is because this episode of Oshinoko is honestly phenomenal. It's great. Like, I actually have no complaints. Like, in a vacuum, looking at this episode strictly by itself, not including any external entities or anything else outside of this episode, straight up, this is an amazing premiere for Season 3. Hands down, one of the best episode 1s of this anime season. It's great. Like I said, I have next to no complaints about this. Like, this entire segment right here is just beautiful character acting, characterization, development, and getting into the heart of the issue and what drove the series to this very point. Like, Aqua straight up finally releasing that, like, facade. He is letting it crack. He is talking to Mimsho. He's saying how he feels. He's saying how he feels about Kana. He's saying how he's thinking about the future. There's a lot about the scene that is just incredible. Such an incredible sequence and all that is just, it gets straight to the point on who Aqua is as a person and what he's been carrying by himself for a very long time. Just such a great moment. And when I look at this, and I look at the potential here, the story writing and everything, I have to ask myself, where the fuck did this Aka Akasaka go? Like, where did this writer go for the ending of Oshinoko? Like, I swear, I'm not even joking, completely different writers. Like, I know it's the same writer, but, like, I feel like somehow, there's no way this person that wrote this segment with Aqua getting this content within the anime is the same person that wrote that absolute garbage that was the ending of this series. Like, it's no way. There's no way it is the same writer, because it's crazy to me, because even despite me knowing what is going to happen at the end of this story and how upset it still makes me to this very day, this actually moved me. This sequence moved me. That's crazy. Like, that's actually crazy to me. Like, I didn't think I would have any form of emotion besides animosity and anger towards Oshinoko, which in fact does make me angrier, that it made me feel something to such a degree where I feel so sorry for Aqua, and I want to see him happy. I want to see, you know, just everything go right, and all sorts of other stuff within the story I'm not going to elaborate on, because I know there's a lot of anime onlys that are watching this video. But what I am trying to say here, it's like, I cannot believe how good this episode is and where the story actually goes. It pisses me off. It's just crazy. Like, how did Aka Akasaka get a wonderful anime adaptation like Oshinoko? And it didn't just happen once, it's happened twice. Kaguya-sama Love is War is just phenomenal. Like, anyone that has watched that anime knows, there is pretty much nobody that complains about it. It's a great anime. But obviously, with the recent events that's happened with Kaguya-sama's final season, or technically the movie that's coming out that's going to be completely anime original and completely negating the conclusion and cutting content and everything, people are left wondering, why would you even do this? And then you look at, like, Oshinoko, and he also did the exact same thing with the ending, and there's just a lot of hot mess with that. It's just like, there's so many offers that they can only dream of getting this wonderful of an anime adaptation. And it happened not once, but twice. And the fact that it's so wonderful, but it's going to lead to an absolute devastating, just awful conclusion, blows my mind. It really does. There is a part of me, deep inside of me right now, that I honestly hope that the ending is rewritten in the anime. I really do. Because that ending ain't it. It ain't. It's not it. It's not. Seeing this right here reawakened so many emotions I had for Oshinoko when I was reading it on a weekly basis when, like, the chapters are coming out. This reawakened all that anger I've had building up for a while, and I didn't think I even had anymore. I didn't. But here I am. Like, so, let's explain this episode, okay? I know a lot of anime onlys are watching this video, and I don't want to spoil, like, the conclusion, exactly what happened. You go read the manga if you're curious. But, Okay, this episode in general is really amazing for a variety of reasons. It tackles Aqua's PTSD, his trauma with what happened to Ai at the beginning of the story, how he feels about those around him, how he feels about Ruby, how he feels about Mimcho, how he feels about Akane, Kana, everyone around him. He elaborates very quickly in this episode on how he is actually steering towards the future, how he is actually thinking about the future or what he wants to do. This is an individual that has spent his entire life now, his second chance at life, pretty much running it into the ground, focusing on vengeance over what happened to Ai. And obviously, he is justifiably angry with what happened to him because, I mean, he was technically murdered in his previous life, and then he, was finally having a family member and all that, and then Ai was taken from him at a very early age. He is justifiably angry, but for a very long time, he's been driven by these darker emotions, this anger and vengeance that he wanted, and finally, he's starting to have a little bit of happiness in his life. He's starting to, want to actually do something. He's wanting to be a doctor, potentially, focus on a career path when everything is said and done. It's a very beautiful moment, showcasing that he isn't thinking of just the dark doom and gloom of vengeance and everything. He's thinking of the future. It showcases hope. It showcases a ending. It showcases a man that is willing to finish what he needs to do, but also continue to move forward step by step to build his life up again and move past everything that happened in his life with Ai and how his childhood has been. And this moment, like I said, it's just beautiful. It's great. He dumps his whole heart out on the table and explains, not just to the audience, but the characters in the story, or Mimcho in this case, on how he's feeling. It's great. Like, he also confirms that he is deeply in love with Kana. Like, I think that there's going to be a lot of Akane fans that are going to be extremely upset about this episode, but, more or less, it's clear that he's keeping his distance away from Kana because he doesn't want to endanger her. He doesn't want to get her killed in any way. And I guess let's elaborate onto that. I mean, he basically says it to the audience that if Kana is discovered to have, let's say, a boyfriend or anything, and a lover, Kana might be targeted by a rabid, crazy fan. I mean, idol culture is toxic, and I mean, Oshinoko has obviously dived into this already. I don't think I need to explain that, since that's kind of the main gist of the story, the toxicity of the entertainment industry. But the point is that he is rightfully fearful, since he's went through it himself, he's lived through it, that if he was to get with Kana, she would be at risk, and he doesn't want to not just risk her life, but also damage her career, because if people found out that she was with someone, it could cause her to where she might not get job opportunities. Her entire career being an idol would be ran into the ground. So he's just keeping his distance to protect her because he cares about her and he loves her. He pretty much said everything he needed to say without saying the words, "I love you." I think anyone that is able to understand context clues knows that he basically said, yeah, he loves Kana. He wants to be with Kana. He just can't be with Kana because obviously it would just destroy her. It would potentially destroy her life. But obviously he's not thinking about that properly. Or in this case, Kana is not thinking about that. She wants to be with Aqua. Or at the very least, she wants to be in his presence. But obviously, Aqua knows how reality is. He knows the darkness of reality, and he doesn't want to put Kana through that. There's just a lot of complex things here, and I really like that. Like, this is the aspects of Oshinoko that really you get to see Aka Akasaka cook, and you can see that he actually is a gifted writer. Now, it might not be the most well thought out and in-depth plot of all time, but it's still good. It's entertaining. It's dramatized. It's just how you want an engaging story, to get people emotional or engaged with whatever's going down within the said story at that time, and that's exactly what's happening here. Legit fantastic. But it's not just that. There's so many moments throughout this episode that's really good, like, this scene right here, actually, I want to showcase this doom and gloom segment where they're having, like, this whole little, like, idol group, like, they're, like, dancing and stuff, which, by the way, I'll talk about this, like, segment here, that's, holy crap, like, this is such an insane scene, like, dude, I will talk about this in a moment, but, after this beautiful moment showcasing a lot of life and energy within their characters, we skip to the car drive home. We see them, like, driving home, and it's just, very gloomy. Like, the lighting and everything. Like, look, you can see, like, Kana's out of it. Like, she's just not really, like, there right now in the moment. She's just thinking in her head. You can see that, Ruby as well, she's on her phone. She's thinking about what she can do next to grow as an individual and what she can do for her future. There's a lot of things going on in these different characters' mind. You can see that Mimcho, she feels very awkward, like she's the oddball out, and she realizes that there is cracks forming in this group. There is some doom and gloom, and she wants to do something about it, but she really doesn't know what she can do. You can just see that she is just really worried about the situation. I like this. This is a really good character acting segment used with art and animation, just showcasing the distance that the characters are forming between each other and the cracks between the relationships thanks to different things that happen in Season 2. Just awesome. I actually love stuff like this when art is used like that and you don't really even need it to be told to you through words. It's just the art tells a story. It doesn't just stop there as well. I mean, we have the whole stuff with Akane and Aqua and how, like, basically they are in a relationship now, and like, you can kind of see the reason why he's with her in general is one of the reasons to keep his distance from Kana, which you gotta feel bad kind of for, you know, Akane, because in this case she is being led on. Like, okay, I want to say this first. I do think that deep down, Aqua does like Akane. I do think that he has some form of, like, love interest in her, but I think that in general, it's clear that I think he would pick Kana over anyone else. It's not me, you know, talking about the manga or anything, just character in general. When you think about the character, it makes the most sense that he likes Kana more. Just this episode alone paints that picture. And I can't help but feel bad for Akane in this circumstance, because she's technically just being used as a way to keep Kana at a distance. That's sad. That's actually really depressing when you think about it. And it makes you wonder exactly, do they have a future? Is he going to break up with her? I guess we'll have to see. This is hands down the best sequence of the entire episode. Like, in terms of just art and animation and how crazy hard they went for this, it's insane. Like, this is not, from my understanding, this is not the opening song. But they, like, have this whole, like, music video basically playing here, showcasing the idols, like, you know, Mimcho, you know, Kana, and, you know, Ruby, just dancing as a group, Komachi. It's just such a good sequence. Like, the character acting and movement here is just completely phenomenal. It actually just stun-locked me when I saw this for the first time. But it showcases just how good, you know, the group is doing and how they are rising in fame and all that. Just such a nice contrast with this scene as well, with just how happy they are with, like, the car ride home. I really love the difference in emotions from, you know, that scene to this scene. Yeah, you gotta love it. Like, like I said, where did this Aka Akasaka go for the final stretch of Oshi no Ko? This is just, oh, dude. I've been getting blessed with an anime adaptation that is just this good. One thing, though, I will say, before I wrap this up, I think that, in general, this is a great episode. Like, this is a hands-down amazing episode of Oshi no Ko. Like, in a vacuum, badass. Like, I don't really have many complaints about this episode. The only episode, like, thing I can complain about is the stuff away from this, which is, like, how Aka handled the manga, and the future events that's going to probably cause the entire community to crash out once again. And then my personal mixed emotions with the series. But, overall, in general, the episode is great. I don't really have anything I can complain about. There is something I do want to point out, though, is that Oshi no Ko is now on Crunchyroll. I think that's obvious, but what makes this very interesting is that High Dive up to this very point were the ones that had the licensing for Oshi no Ko for Season 1 and Season 2, and if you go to Crunchyroll here, you can see they only have Season 3. They don't have the earlier seasons. They only have Episode 1 of Season 3, so if you were to theoretically want to watch Oshi no Ko, you couldn't even watch Season 1 and Season 2 on Crunchyroll's platform because the different seasons are split on 2 different platforms, which, by the way, I know if you have watched this series on High Dive, yes, you probably are aware that Season 3 is also airing on their platform. But the interesting part about this is that High Dive made a shocking announcement like 24 hours ago before this episode aired that they got the series as well, that they were going to be releasing Oshi no Ko on their platform. So what this leads me to believe is that Crunchyroll got the licensing rights for Oshi no Ko and probably the advertising rights, and High Dive wasn't really able to do anything with Season 3 until literally right before it was, you know, supposed to air. That's at least my understanding. I could be completely wrong there, but regardless, regardless, it's clear that Crunchyroll is eating away at High Dive's catalog, and the fact that this happened to one of the biggest shows that High Dive has, I think is pretty damning evidence. And I feel like we're really seeing the death spiral of High Dive, which is a rival company to Crunchyroll, and it kind of makes me sad. I know that there is definitely people out there that don't like High Dive. I understand that one. There's definitely reasons to not like some of the stuff they do, but they are a rival company, and the fact that they're basically kind of slowly being bought out, or in this case, death spiraling with, thanks to Crunchyroll, it's just unfortunate. But that's what happens when you have such a monolithic company that has a monopoly over the industry. I mean, competitors really can't compete because of just how big Crunchyroll really has gotten, thanks to all the other companies that they've consumed. But, yeah, overall, though, I like talking about Oshi no Ko again. I was shocked to have as many emotions as I had towards it watching this episode. So I am looking forward to seeing how they adapt certain scenes going forward in Season 3. I believe Season 3 is not going to be the last season. I think that there is going to be enough content for one more season, Season 4, and it will wrap up the entire series. While Season 3 will be like the final stretch of, in my personal opinion, good content. That's at least my takeaway, where I think that Season 3 is going to end. But I'll leave it at that. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. Leave a like on the video, helps with the algorithm and more people to notice my content. And leave a comment in the video if you enjoyed the episode or hated the episode. Let me know your reasons why. But, Chibi out.